Bacon, lettuce, tomato is not a sandwich. It's an abomination from hell.
What?
Hey everyone, this is McCoy. Welcome you back to the final episode of the BLT podcast. I am joined by,
Art 2004.
and today's special guest is no one. That's right, we're doing the final episode all on our by lonesomes because, well, people won't care. people don't people don't care when their team is not on the podcast anymore. Unfortunately.
I mean, Yoko's been watching our videos the entire time and he's never been on a team.
I know, right? Which is good. Well, at least we got a consistent supporter of our content. All right, last time we covered the semifinals uh recap and finals predictions. Today it's over. BLT finals is done with, and we have our champions, the returning champions, the Resort City Rufflets.
Yep, that's their second BLT win.
Yeah,
I remember. I remember the first time they won.
yeah.
It was kind of an underdog win. Not gonna lie.
Yes, and this time, now that they're an established team, I wasn't surprised that they won. They I'm really happy that the team who I only predict in my power rankings, this was the only team in the top four, and I'm glad that this team won because they legitimately do have a pretty good draft ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
So let's cover all the finals shiz that all that happened between the Pangoros and the Rufflets. It was a pretty short-sighted series, but hey, that's what 10 games will do to you. It's only 10 games and not a lot of turns actually. Like you notice that when you watch
9 games, actually.
nine
9.
games, yeah, because one one dead game, and just so happened to be our guest from last week who just didn't want to play. Actually, the team was decided before they can play, so yeah, that was fun. Um, First off, though, we got the final two OU games that happened in this BLT. First off, Fat Batman versus Sylveon Use Calm Mind. This one was a pretty interesting game to watch live. I think I did catch this live, but I didn't. I didn't want to record. I actually didn't want to record all these games. There's no live reactions, but there's just gonna be the notes version for all of these.
I just didn't catch most of these live.
Uh, I caught some of these live, but yeah, I just didn't want to record. I think I caught half of these games live. Exactly 5 out of 10, and the five just
I
I don't know
didn't
why.
even catch that much, I don't think.
All right, this game, Fat Batman versus Sylveon Use Calm Mind. A time where Sylveon finally got his win back, but Fat Batman's streak has been lost. Um, this game already started off pretty hacksy for Fat Batman. Corviknight already getting burned by Moltres. Um, that was pretty unfortunate because it revealed it did have body press, which would have killed the King Gambit at turn 44, but the burn happened, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
There was also Moltres burning the Ditto as a King Gambit later, and even Sludge Bomb poisoning Great Tusk. Just proving to be. Well, Sylveon was quite the hacksy little fellow, isn't he? During this game.
Yeah, but like, I'm not complaining.
So I mean, Sylveon kind of needed this. He has been middling so far in the
What?
well, not in the no, not in recent weeks. The previous 5 weeks he's been on a tear, but as of recent weeks he's been kind of meh. But now this is kind of a return to form for him in the most taxi way possible. Um,
No,
Sylveon's
I just meant Fat Batman brought hard stall, so I wanted him to lose.
oof oof. Sylveon's King Gambit was the MVP of this team, surviving a Kyoto cleave from the Ditto, the aforementioned Ditto was King Gambit, in order to sweep Fat's team, even OKOing a not defensive Toxapex with Great Tusk. Oh no, with Great Tusk
What?
cleaning for the no. Great Tusk cleaned the rest for the win, but the King Gambit absolutely obliterated that Toxapex in one blow. What?
That, that's what happens when you don't run a physically defensive Toxapex.
But why would you bring a not defensive Toxapex when that's the main reason to bring Toxapex?
It's a specially defensive Toxapex, you dope.
But against this team, which has like more than one physical sweepers, okay. You're just gonna rely on Garganackle most of the meantime, but you just gotta have some investment on Toxapex, right?
Why would you need to? It's supposed to be a special wall.
Unfortunate. Well,
It's already
unfortunately,
plenty defensive. It's not really made to handle a King Gambit that's that boosted.
that boosted with Supreme Overlord and +2 on the with Sword Stance and just absolutely obliterating it with Kowtow Cleave. Yeah, very unfortunate for Fat Batman, but otherwise, not the most well played of games, but a good win by Sylveon, I guess.
Haxy win, but it's a win,
It's a win regardless.
which I predicted right. Ha ha ha.
Ugh. Hacks and bad matchup. That's where I blame the loss there.
No, it's called Hacks and Bad MU, Mikoi.
MU. It's called matchup. The full name, Pokeart.
You're supposed to say it as a phrase of Hacks and Bad MU. A certain group
Boring.
of people would be a certain group of people would be very disappointed to hear you say Hacks and Bad matchup.
Boring. Anyway, next up, 3D versus ACR1. This game I was really surprised with because 3D actually brought some legitimately good sets to match up well against ACR1's Mons. First of all, there was the red Cardamungus with Grass Knot. There was also the Will-O-Wisp.
What?
Yeah, there was a
What do you mean
what?
the Amoongus was grass knot?
Yes,
I think you're
look at
misremembering.
turn 5. 3D had a Grass Knot Amogus.
Oh, yeah, he did, but that wasn't the only thing that was grass knot, you
Yep,
see.
there was Grass Knot Landorus, which was interesting.
Well, it's for Great Tusk.
But why?
Oh, it could possibly be for the Terra Water Garganical, too.
I guess that would be a. But Landorus is like crappy special attack, right?
No,
What?
it doesn't have crappy special attack. What are you talking about?
What? Would you say that its special attack is much more useful than its physical attack? Or speed? Or HP?
No, but it's not, but it has good special attack. Did you know that?
No. Someone run a freaking
It's
special Lando.
105 base special attack, Mikoi.
Someone use a
It's
freaking
its second best stat.
someone use a freaking special Lander Asterion in one of these games, huh? Someone use a freaking
What if I told you special Landorus Therian was common in Gen 8 doubles?
really? With Earth Power? Or maybe Fire?
Yeah, I
Bruh.
use that plenty.
Bruh. Alright. The more things you learn. There was also Will-O-Wisp
Yeah,
Cinderace.
like running grass knot on that's actually a good strat. Nothing
Wow.
wrong. Making
Wow.
use of its decent special attack.
Okay, fair enough. There was also Will-O-Wisp Cinderace, which came into play a little bit later, but
That's
yeah.
not actually that uncommon.
No. I wouldn't think it would be that uncommon, especially because, uh, it can, well, considering the set that I would suggest that this would be heavy duty boots and kind of invested in defense in the race, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's a little invested.
So ACR did try for a late game sweep against using first of all the Healing Wish and Amorous for his King Gambit, which ended up, kind of starting to sweep a little bit with the Swords Dance, but the Salt Cure and the Spore causing the residual damage, and Garganackle obliterating it with Earthquake. That was a thing. ACR1 couldn't late game sweep at that point because Garganackle was up bulky, and 3D ended up picking that win.
This felt very winnable for ACR1. I feel like he just didn't play well enough.
I guess 3D just brought the wackier sets, but ended up picking like the good wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, Richard Millie Plane versus FC in the final Ubers game. Both having taunt Lando to start off with was really funny and interesting. Uh,
Can't taunt what's taunted. Or no, can't taunt when you're taunted.
yeah, Richard ended up getting lucky for a little bit using Koraidon to Oko Terra Ghost Tinglu with Dragon Claw. Well, it was pretty fortunate. The crit maybe couldn't have lived and it's not a crit, but whatever.
Maybe. I'd say probably.
So Richard did have a pretty costly turn at turn 19 when he did taunt on his Arceus instead of just straight up going for the attack, while FC just kind of set it up with nicely with Dragon Dance and just ultimately picked up the E speeds for the kill. I wish that Richard just went straight
Well,
up for the
McCoy, he
speed.
hoped he would outspeed to prevent it from setting up. That was the idea, but that's not what happened.
I guess, yeah, the speed time might have cost Richard there, but taunt,
Might have been a speed tie, yeah.
yeah, it might have been a speed tie in the end, but I just straight up wouldn't go for the taunt either way. I just would have just straight up gone for the E
Well,
speed.
you're not the Uber's main, McCoy.
That's a spectator, okay? I wish he would have gone for the E speed, but whatever. Um, Arceus set up nicely to kill both the Arceus and the Mewtwo, despite being burned later. And then Miraidon just kind of cleaned the
And
game
that
for FC.
Mewtwo clearly being a bit of a bulky Mewtwo.
Yeah, Taunt and Will-O-Wisp, kind of an unorthodox bring for Mewtwo players. But
Plus, it took so little
Shadow Claw.
from Earthquake from Landorus.
Yeah, but so it's a bulky invested Mewtwo, which a lot of Mewtwo players just couldn't out predict it, and that I'm not talking about Smash. Uh, so yeah, Miraidon ended up sweeping the game for FC, ultimately picking up that win. So FC adds to his overall good record, not great, but good record.
I don't know, ain't his record pretty good by now?
Pretty good by now, maybe. I'll check. We'll get to check later. Okay, we'll get to check the final standings later.
Well,
Yeah.
let me look at it right now.
Wah.
Okay, so we got FC. Didn't play, didn't play, didn't play. 1, 1, 2, 1.
Oh, FC's 5-1. Oof.
That's his final record. 5-1.
Yikes. All right. Shut my mouth then
Why
for
are you
later.
saying yikes? Yeah, that's why you're saying yikes, because you realize you're wrong.
All right. Fine. 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 Addendum aside. Next up, we got Udon Girl versus Spitfire. Oh boy. What happened, Spitfire? What
Get
happened?
wrecked, McCoy. Get wrecked.
Well, what the hell happened, Spitfire? I mean, he was oddly. This was just an odd game to watch for Spitfire perspective, but thank God Udon Girl won. But like Spitfire, what the hell? What the hell, man? What was the plan here? He tried to set up early. Has
Udon Girl played fine. Spitfire did not.
Yeah, Spitfire was trying to set up early hazards in the beginning with Sandy Shocks. Udon Girl knew better though, and brought two rapid spinners, in Donphan and Cyclizar, which added a really like good layer for Udon Girl's team because she did have the Armor Rouge and the Salamence who was ready to sweep if in case things go awry. She just relies on those. But they're having two rapid spinners instead of one. Very interesting. Um, Terra Flying Gyarados evaded confusion to Terra Blast and kill Salamence, but just not enough to survive an Ice Spinner Terra Ghost Donphan. And then, of course, the MVP was the aforementioned Cyclizar. Just having the right moveset to take care of Spitfire's Mons, rapid spinning away hazards, having Overheat just for Scizor, using Knockoff and U-Turn for just general damage. Yeah, Udon Girl played a very straightforward game. Spitfire trying to like be aggressive with the hazards, but it just wasn't enough.
Well, it's more like, you know how Spitfire first set up the hazards?
Mm-hmm.
Bro should have switched in the Mimikyu right away.
Right? Because, that's the most effective spin blocker you have, Spitfire. Why didn't you use Mimikyu too much?
Maybe he didn't want the disguise to be broken immediately, but even then, you should have like at least attacked or something. You don't just let your rock setter get whittled down like that, or while
No.
repeatedly trying to set up hazards.
Yeah, Sandy Shock should be more
Hazards.
protected
I
than
can't
it
talk.
was as a hazard support, and Mimikyu as the spin blocker. They could have worked well against each other. Spitfire just didn't capitalize on that.
See, I think Spitfire just played this too passively. He didn't step on the gas pedal when he needed to step on the gas pedal.
Yeah, and Udon Girl played too normal, and yet she won because she played normal. How she normally plays. And typically,
Exactly how Udon normally plays is better.
yeah, this ended up being shorter than most Udon Girl games, but it was a necessary win. Good job, Udon Girl. Screw you for not not getting my predicts, but okay.
Love ya, Udon girl.
All right. Next up, just Franco versus Plaz. Didn't happen, but I
We
guess that.
know what
Hmm?
happened, I think.
What?
We know what would have happened, I think.
Just Franco would have gone 9-0.
Yeah, and that would have been one of the best records in the entire tour.
I
Like
mean,
the entire history of the tour.
yeah, I mean, Plus could have beaten Franco and would have been the meme of the year. Why not? That would have been fun.
And then you would have gotten another predict wrong.
I know, right? My predict's already bad enough this week. All right. Next up, N Helio versus Piyush. This was probably the best. I want to say best game of the week.
No, I'm looking at you in confusion to that statement.
What? What did you say? Okay.
Oh no, I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, I said this would be the best
Oh,
game
there
of the
you
week.
are.
I said this would be the best game of the
I
week.
disagree.
Wow, really?
I don't think so.
All right.
I didn't feel that. Nope.
Okay. Well, there were some interesting things that happened in this game that are worth talking about. First of all, and Helios started off really aggressively, burning a physical the Dunsparce set and eliminating John Cena the Lurantis really easily with Electros and Quillfish.
Yep.
Yeah, John Cena could have been used more effectively in this matchup. Like There's the Terra Electric, which would steal Quillfish away, but there's also like chances to tank Electros or maybe try to be bulky up against the just John Cena doing John Cena things. Next, Piyush actually did a pretty good job like protecting Houndoom, as it was pretty much the most vital mon in his team, managing to survive Pyro's Hyper Voice and killing it, and but also just being a general good matchup against Spiritomb and Medicham if given the chance. But okay, all right. Then this is where the controversy kind of like lingers a bit because turn 26. I'll turn to you to turn 26 where Helio threw out his Spiritomb really early on against Rotom, which I think was the costly play. What do you think, Pokeyart?
Hmm?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think?
Let me see what turn you're talking about. I don't see anything wrong so far. Okay, here's what I think Helio did to choke a little. He sacked his Sandaconda.
Really? Sandaconda was the sack. Why?
He sent it into the the Hisuian Sneasel when it wasn't full health. It can't take two of those if it's banded. If anything, that was a decent time to like send in Spiritomb, no? To like,
Yeah,
not be affected, get a free attack off?
I guess that was also like kind of a choky play from Helio, just not going immediately to Spiritomb and then pressurize, go to Houndoom, go to Medicham, and then high jump kick or something,
Like personally, I think it would have done a bit of good to keep the Sandaconda healthy for later. I
right?
don't know what set this thing was, but I'm sure it might have helped in the
It,
long run.
it looked to be defensive because it did add reveal Rocky Helmet, which makes me think, oh, it's probably defensive Sandaconda with Glare, Rest, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock, and Shed Skin.
Alright, so
But yeah,
now we.
for me, the Spiritomb play was kind of costly because hard switching it into the Rotom was kind of costly. This really needed to tank hits from like a Dark Pulse and then immediately following up with a Dark Pulse against Rotom for the kill. I thought by the end of this game, like when I was watching this live, I thought for sure Helio had the win. Um, but
Yeah, it does look like it has the win.
but a couple of choky turns.
Personally,
Hmm?
personally, I might have just hmm.
What? What do you think?
Personally, I think I might have hmm. Actually, this is. It's hard to. I think the ideal play was to sack Quillfish.
Like early on it.
Not early on, but like instead of sending in the Spiritomb, I think the play was to sack Quillfish, just have it Aqua Jet to get damage on Rotom, and that's good.
Maybe, yeah.
And then and then hmm,
I agree. Like getting chip damage off of Rotom to
let's see, the Quillfish dies,
the Quillfish
then
dies,
in it
Spiritomb comes
goes
in.
to the Houndoom, and then you go into the And then you go into the Medicham to kill the Houndoom. And
Yes.
then it's just Rotom left. And I
Rotom
think
versus
Spiritomb
Spiritomb,
can
yeah.
clean it up from there unless it gets crit or
So yeah,
something.
we both agreed that the hard switch to Spiritomb on turn 26 was kind of like crap.
That was a bit costly, yeah.
Yeah, but also this also kind of like affected a little bit because Houndoom later revealed in turn 28 that he had Sucker Punch to kill the Quillfish. So outspeeding the priority Aquajet. Was he thinking like Medicham would be the one to kill Rotom? I don't think so. That would have been a stupid play if I'm being honest. But yeah,
Yeah, since the Rotom was real to be Scarf and without speed, so I don't know.
yeah, and then Ice Punch, and then of course revealing Ice Punch, which that was the thing that you had against Rotom, probably. If this was choice, then that was the thing that you had against Rotom, really?
Well, there's nothing else that hits both Houndoom and Rotom by that point.
Right? Because jump kick wouldn't have made sense. Then headbutt wouldn't make sense. Ice punch, but it's just like a weird bring. Ice punch. Uh,
It doesn't use high jump kick anymore. It uses close combat.
yeah, close combat. Right. But yeah, that was a costly win by Enhelio Piyush, picking up a surprising win for me at least. But this was the win that carried Rufflets to the win. So yeah.
Also, I'd like to point out that another reason why I think Quillfish should have been sacked is because with it being so low, it just loses to the sucker punch on the Houndoom.
Yeah,
And like,
totally.
I don't know if Anhelio knew this, but all Houndoom run it. They all seem to run sucker punch.
They do, and I even noted that when I was watching the game. It's like, huh, uh, Houndoom has Sucker Punch, right? Um, it would outspeed Quillfish either way. So like, yeah, that was a really costly game for Enhelio. Had he sacked the Quillfish early and not sent out Spiritomb really on the hard switch, he would have won.
Yeah,
All right, next up, Medaya versus Tenebricide in PU. This one, this one ended up being like my surprise game of the week because holy crap, did Medaya bring stuff?
I'd like to say that Tenebricite was outplayed, outmatched, outdone.
Out, just out everything. Medaya just brought it in this finals. He just really proved himself to be a commodity against Tenebricide, which I'm very happy on. I think Medaya absolutely killed it.
Commodity?
Well, it proved to be useful, okay? At least for their team. At least for the Pangoros. Medaya absolutely like their win was very monumental to say the least. First off, the Tenebricite immediately throwing out his Basculin at turn 2 while trying to predict a blizzard. That already was a huge disadvantage for Tenebricite. Um,
Yeah, that was way too risky of a play.
right? I think you just again you should have sacked the Quillfish in order to get the Basculin in and then try for the Crunch or the Aqua Jet or the Psychic Bangs or whatever or the Head Smash even. Yeah, that was a really costly play.
Quillfish didn't look too Quillfish didn't look too good into this matchup.
No,
Basculation kinda does.
yeah, Basculin was very useful. Could have been very useful had that not happened.
Yeah, nothing truly tanks that.
Rotom
Well,
missing
actually, at the same time, you can't really go for a water move half the time because
Luminion.
there's a storm drain mon in the back.
Yeah, Luminion's a presence there. But yeah, Rotom missing 3 Blizzards was kind of awkward. Having kind of just an awkward sequence of Tenebricide's own Rotom. Yeah, this stretch between turns 8 to 10 was really just awkward. Um, Luminion's Encore ended up becoming the useful move for Medaya because it trapped Phalanx doing a no retreat. 10% was going for no retreat on turn 18. This setup, Luminion used Encore, which was a great play, and also having U-turn to pivot out, that was nice to allow Doug Trio to come in and just basically sit up and sweep.
No one likes using Luminion, but it's not a bad mon
It's
in my
not.
opinion. It's got good speed, decent special attack, decent utility as well.
Great move pool as well. Like the move pool for
It's got
Luminion.
alright, it's got decent coverage. Yeah, it's not bad. Like it has U-turn, ice beam, water moves. It's got what it needs to function.
Yeah, and Medaya showcased that very well in this matchup. Being able to pivot out with Luminion with U-turn to keep the phalanx trapped and encored. Uh, well, the trio just basically has a freebie and just goes set up, set up, sets up the sword stance, then sets up the Terra ground in order to just earthquake the living hell out of it. And then Quillfish dies, and then comes in Rotom, and you think, oh, maybe he has those Stone Edge to take care of Rotom. And then if it revealed it did have Stone Edge, and basically, yeah. Even the Terra Water Raichu couldn't face.
Yep.
Yeah, even the Terra Water Raichu couldn't
The
face.
Doug trio. The Doug trio was the MVP here.
Yes, Doug Trio ended up becoming the MVP, very much sweeping 10 sites later months. Yeah, good showcase by Medaya, just overkilled it with the prep, and yeah. Dominion and plus Doug Trio, good combo.
It
Next,
killed 4 of the Mons, I believe.
yes, 4 Mons with just Stone Edge and Earthquake. Um, next up, we have LC, the funniest game of the week, if I do say so myself. Drifting versus Hacker. This was an incredibly funny game.
This was a match.
A match of all time. Drifting had Mental Herb on Shelter.
Yeah, interesting.
It's an. I get the taunt.
What's
I
that
get trying
for?
to. Yeah, I get trying to prevent taunt, right? I get trying to prevent taunt users from not getting up a cell, shut up a cell, shell smash. I get that. But, like, you had. It was either that or
I
just
feel
straight up
like
bull.
that's a bit of a yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a niche situation. You're not gonna find yourself in that situation a whole lot. It's not like there are a ton of taunt users in LC.
I mean, okay, Grimer Alola, who by far, by and large, is my most. This is the best mon in LC. This is no two ways about it. This is the best mon in LC. This one just absolutely killed Shelter in one hit thanks to knockoff. But like, this probably is the best taunt user. But like, again, you're not gonna find, just as Pokeyard said, you're not gonna find yourself in a lot of situations where taunt is the most ideal play, where uh, where you can just set up, you straight up have an Eviolite, shell smash it, and then boom, sweep away.
Or White Herb even.
Yeah, either or could work. But
Or
like,
Sash even.
Sash too, yeah. Anything's better than freaking mental herb shelter. Come on, drifting.
Did
Then
he mean to put White Herb?
maybe I don't know what kind of herb. What kind of herb does that? What kind of herb is the most useful? It's not mental herb. Spoilers. Um, Drifting then tried to outplay near the end, keyword being tried, because it used Memento on Drifloon to set up the Terra Dark Toodle with Shell Smash. While Hacker just did, I'm just gonna Energy Ball this with the Gothita, let it die, and then just being low enough for Poniard to deliver the Sucker Punch. And yeah, it's the weirdest.
Can we also talk about how
Hmm?
this Grimer had 3 kills?
Knockoff and drain punch. I would definitely again. I call Grimer the best mon in LC, Gen 9 LC at least. It's so good. It's just so good. It's so many situations. Um, but yeah, the poniard against the Terra Dark Choodle Shell Smash was really funny. They tried to stall it out. There were some really funny moments in the chat. But yeah, overall, this was a win-win for Hacker either way. he couldn't. He just couldn't predict the
I
future.
found it funny. I found it funny when the Choodle went for Shell Smash a second time, putting itself very low. And
it
I'm
couldn't
like,
live a hit.
doesn't Ponyard just win now?
Yes.
Doesn't it just sucker punch and win?
It also had Life Orb too, which, it mega wins against Choodle by that point.
Oh, it was Life Orb Choodle?
Yes. No, Life Orb Poniard.
Oh, what? Uh,
Look. Look
okay.
here. It was Life Orb Poniard as well,
Oh, oh, you're right.
which is really funny. So yeah, the chat itself made it funnier, but yeah, this was a really funny game. Hacker,
Yeah,
you
I think Bro shouldn't have, I don't think Bro should have, he just shouldn't have went for a second shell smash, I think.
right? It maybe could have
I
lived a
don't,
hit.
I don't know if he needed another shell smash in order to one shot and outspeed everything, but if
Oh.
he didn't, then that wasn't the play.
Yeah,
I don't
especially when
know.
you have a priority sucker punch.
Yeah, when you have a mon that almost always runs Sucker Punch, it's not good to get any of your mons low, even if
Hilarious.
they do resist.
Yeah, it's hilarious. What a hilarious game. A choke filled game, but a hilarious game. All right, next up, I was gonna say the shortest doubles game, but this was a very short doubles game. It's Raph versus Aragon. You wanna highlight particular mine here, Poker? You know what the MVP of this game
Diancie?
is. Yeah, it's the Terra Water Diancie. This ended up becoming the MVP because Trick Room was set up nice. Uh Terra Water in order to prevent ground moves from getting into focus or steel moves even. They're trying to resist those. And yeah, Diamond Storm to just basically set up defense, when Glastrier was also there just to Icicle Crash.
No Glacial Lance? Lame. But it did allow him to get a flinch, and that pretty much was that, and that was pretty major for Aragon, that's for sure.
Yeah, the flinch on the Great Tusk was definitely unfortunate. But yeah, this ended up breaking Aragon's impressive streak. Raph, and it couldn't have been a better player here. Raph definitely overcarried this game to great effect. And yeah, even with
Well, these two players were both doing really good in doubles. They both got really good records.
yeah, but Aragon of course was the obvious pick because they're the undefeated ones. While Raph has some good in him, it was pale in comparison to Aragon. But here, Raph proved to be the better player, which
It
yes,
was not hailing in comparison. Raph himself, he didn't have that. He had a very dominant record too.
and yeah, it's just to add to
And
that
and let's
now.
see, and let's see what that record is.
I can imagine like
And
5-2.
1020.
6-2, very impressive record, but Aragon, it was just a case of, having more losses for Raf, but still having a very good record to his name. And now, just to add to that, and now can safely say that he's also been a giant killer by defeating Aragon here.
Well, Aragon 7-1.
Yes, that's not something to sneeze at, Aragon. Well done on the amazing record as well. All right. And
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
yeah, and finally, the final game for BLT we're gonna cover: Maroon versus TDR, which was flying versus fighting.
In which, yeah, and is it a surprise which one?
No, especially with Maroon's bring. Like Lilligan, Sneasler, not really particularly good mons that I would bring. I'd keep the rest though, but
What? Why is Sneasler not good? Sneasler's everywhere now.
in
It's
fighting,
Lilligant that. Yes,
in
it's been
fighting
on like the
teams,
last several fighting teams.
I get poison teams need a good bulky sweeper like Sneasler. But fighting, just there's better options.
Sneasler isn't bulky.
Or no, not bulky, like offensive sweepers. On fighting teams, it's not very good. In poison, it is. There, I'll say that.
You have it backwards. It's never used. It's not really used that much in poison. It's
That's
always used in
hilarious.
fighting.
That's hilarious. It's just
So
not.
you actually stated the exact opposite of what is the truth in that matter.
But why Lilligant?
You are lying to your viewers, Mikoi,
Why Lilligant?
because Maroon felt like it.
But it
But I
didn't
can't
carry himself
explain
to a
that one.
win. It didn't carry him to a win because TDR brought
It would have carried him to a win. He got hacked with a miss.
with one miss. But like,
The
yeah.
miss that mattered. The miss that would have killed the Corviknight and allowed him to win.
Oh, you mean the slave powder miss? Ah. Well, why would you
Oh,
rely on sleep
yeah,
powder?
maybe that too.
Why would you rely on sleep powder? Why would you still rely on sleep powder? Yeah, TDR was ended up being pretty dominant, I'd say, like using Landers and Enambers did well enough to kill the Iron Hands and the Great Tusk. Thunderous himself was a common threat because it used to chip Iron Valiant so much that it wasn't even a threat anymore, and even standing up to the body press Zamazenta set.
Miko, I've just realized that you may be delusional. When did sleep powder ever miss?
Oh. Well, one against Lando, but that's really about it. Also, I find it funny that the 2 months that I had,
It that didn't miss. That
also,
hit. What are
well,
you talking about?
also I find it funny that the other 2 months that I was complaining about, the 2 months that I had the most issues with Maroon's team, ended up being the last 2 months he used, especially the Lilligan, which yeah, it didn't miss. Yes, it didn't miss, but it was only used one
It did
time.
miss. It missed Ice Spinner.
Ice spinner missed. Now that's unfortunate.
That was the miss that cost him.
Would Corviknight survive a hit? Or actually,
No?
no, he would survive 2 hits from Ice Spinner. I don't know. Do the calc, okay? Do the calc on Ice Spinner against the pretty bulky Corviknight. Would that have mattered?
Yes. Bitcoin.
Actually,
It did 55 on the previous usage and then it missed. And the Corv Knight was very much within the range to just die to it.
well, you're right, you're right. Maroon
It did
definitely,
57 the next turn.
yeah,
So that miss very much mattered.
yeah, the roll plus the miss, that mattered. And poor Maroon just didn't have a lick of a chance there as well. But so TDR just
I don't know if this was even a roll at the beginning. Like, no, at the end. Like,
it was a
even if it
range.
was, that didn't. I don't know if that really. No, wait, the Dragon Knight was asleep. So yeah, I guess if that was a roll, then it did matter.
Yeah. So in the end, TDR got lucky. Got lucky with the matchup and also got lucky with the ice spinner miss.
Yeah, the miss was more detrimental in my opinion because
He had a chance of winning. He
it,
did have a chance of winning.
if it killed the Corviknight, then I think the Lilligant would have been healthy enough to survive an E speed since it's at +2 defense, and it would have
Yeah.
killed the Dragonite.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fair enough. The Lilligan may have late game sweep, but it wasn't to be there, unfortunately.
Hell, we don't even know if the Dragonite would have woken up. It could have, though.
It could
So
have,
I'm
it could
just
have.
accounting for that.
So yeah, we got the Pangoros ended up being runner ups. I personally thought they were gonna be one of those teams that is just gonna be middling. Surprisingly, it went that far, like too far, in fact, because they did have some pretty nice players to their advantage. First of all, Helio being one of the best NU players we have, Raph being a great doubles player, Gaia absolutely outperforming himself. Like, freaking, what is the record? 5-4 or 6? No, 6-3. I think 6-3.
Who's 6'3"? What? Who are
Medaya,
we talking about?
Medaya.
Medaya?
Yeah, Medaya 6-3.
Oh, let me look at this. 3. Yeah.
6-3 for Medaya. So best record, oddly enough. Um,
What? Best record in
Best record in
what?
the Pangoros. I mean, 6 wins isn't enough to sneeze at.
I think I think you're delusional again.
I'm tired. Maybe I am.
I think
Uh,
you kind of forgot that not
just
Anhelio,
Franco
the
exists.
one
I
listed
forgot.
above him,
I didn't
just
even.
Franco.
I didn't even scroll up to forget that just Franco was even there, having a 7-0 record. Sorry, Franco, again.
8-0. Excuse me.
8-0. Sorry, stupid sheet, not updating. But yeah, Franco was 8-0. Medaya 6-3. Best records. We got Helio and Raph being great at their own tiers. And Batman absolutely like outperforming like not any other mon. 4-1 record. Good shit. Good shiz. Spitfire Arcanine having a good record to his own. Drifting. Richard Millie
I
playing.
don't know if Spitfire actually has a good record. It's not marked down. It's not updated.
It is not updated. I think it's actually 3-3. No, it is neutral. Yeah, it's neutral.
Yeah, he should be 3-3.
Drifting, I believe, yeah, 4-3 for drifting. Richard Millie Plane being 5-4. Yeah, 5-4 for Richard. Val,
You sure about that?
yeah. Oh, wait. 4-4. Eh, 4-4.
Yeah,
He's neutral
I
as
don't know.
well.
I don't even know. These not being updated means I just have to keep checking previous matchups and stuff.
Right? Hosts, update your freaking sheets, please. 3D living up to his name with a 3-0 record. And KDCA.
Well,
KDCA only played one game and won. Maroon not exactly having the best time in Monotype. I want to make sure. Yeah, yeah, Maroon didn't have the best time in Monotype, having a 1-4 record. Tiro Napoli was a huge surprise, being 1-3. Pap having an extremely negative record, which was really unfortunate. Um, Ron, Kinu, Velvet, all being winless. Yeah, that's the Pangora story. They have legitimately great players who have gone on to have great records under their belt, but there's also like the caveat of negative players that they had, which ultimately pulled them down. I think.
yeah, surprisingly, Maroon didn't do crap.
And
Unless he was probably like their support or something.
maybe, maybe, which just really surprised me because Marin was active during quals, but otherwise, yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, the Rufflets won.
Yeah,
Hmm, go on.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I guess I guess he's just not too used to Gen 9,
I don't.
or I guess he got
Hopefully,
MU'd a fair amount. I think he got
yeah.
MU'd.
Yeah. Also, pre-home to post-home jump was kind of like monotype. Monotype was having a hard time just getting the jump from pre-home to post-home. Anyway, let's.
I kind of expected Pap to go negative. Unfortunately, that's just kind of what happens when you don't play when you refuse to play LC when you're like the LC guy.
Well, even then, like remember last year, his track record in LC wasn't even the best. But maybe in Gen 9 it's better. Hopefully with this post-home thing, and especially with
I think it's better than most people.
yeah, especially with the introduction of Grimer Alola. All right, so Desert City Rufflet. I'm really happy. Again, this is the team that I only predicted. This was the only team I predicted that would make playoffs, and ultimately they won, which I'm pretty happy about. Aragon having the best record, not surprising. Piyush having a great record to his name. Hacker, Sylveon, Tenebrasite, FC, even surprise person
I think Tenebrasite's record is
neutral. Yeah,
what
I
is
think
it now?
no 4-3, 4-3 for Tenebrasite.
Yeah, he dead gamed against Telenet both times, right?
And then yeah, lost to uh, in the final Medaya. But yeah, these players absolutely killed it. These top five, six players, I would say, carried most of the games. While ACR one did well, fairly well on its own. TDR kind of mid.
Neutral.
Uh, unfortunate negative records. Even though there are some unfortunate records here, like Plaz and Udon Girl, like they still pulled it off. Like no, Plaz got some good wins that still like maintained himself. Like okay, he still got some semblance of good playing, and especially in RU. And Udon Girl has been bringing it ever since post home. So good job for Udon Girl there. Of course, you got your sub options, which were not bad. This was actually a mix of like you got Korea and Sundays being the towards reg users, and then you got Taka, Lithium, Z, and Skimmy being the sub options. But yeah, this was a nice mix.
Udon Girl almost went neutral.
Almost.
Udon Girl went from very badly into the negatives to almost neutral.
It's the
Brought it
post
back
home.
nicely, actually.
Yeah, it's the post home blessing for Udon Girl, which is very nice.
Went from 0-5 to 4-5.
Almost there. Post home really benefited Udon Girl very well. Yeah, this was a nice
Yeah,
mix of tourist grinders and established names. Also, just the fact, just all these names now are very noticeable now. Just Raj drafts good teams, and this is the second time he's won. So good job, Raj. Hopefully, you could come on a podcast soon, so we could have
oh
Plaza
no, I,
Heroes.
I just realized some of the implications of the people on this team who've now won.
What?
People are gonna be like, no way, Korea won BLT. We knew
Yeah,
it.
Korea has won BLT, folks. He's the best sports player of 2023.
Sundays won BLT. No way, he's so good.
Yeah. Congratulations, Korean Sundays. You get to hold the piece of the trophy as well. Yeah, like I said, the
Ay,
tours
ay.
grinders. Yeah, like I said, the tours grinders. Just Raj. Hopefully, we could collab on a podcast so we can bring Plaza Heroes and me. All right. Anyway,
Plaza Heroes plus Mikoi.
yeah, that next tagline we should collab together. All right. So that was the end of the BLT proper, but and of course there's the final count. I scored with only two picks right. I even went winless, folks. I was 0-7 going into the final two games.
That's pretty impressive. That's like actually better than Yoko.
Yeah, I went 0-7, which was the best winless record you could ever imagine. Until the final two games, which had my picks winning, which I'm very like I didn't deserve to win those. I should have went 0-9. I would have won ultimate predictions.
Yeah, but we agreed on those last two predicts, so like I'm actually happy you got those right.
Oh, I'm not.
That would have meant I would have only gotten three, and I don't want to only get three.
You got five though, which was more than half.
Yeah, 5 out of 9 is fine.
Yeah,
That's good for me.
yeah, and of course the
Probably would have been like, probably would have been 6 out of 10 had the last game happened.
and yeah, of course the special guest was Plas. Their team won, so we counted based on their wins. Um, I went 6-9, 6-9.
Plaz never gave us exact predicts, so we just assumed he predicted for every teammate of his to win except himself, because he did not seem confident at all.
Yeah. So 6-9, 69 to end off the predicts. Ha ha, very funny number. But yeah, there's also the
Uh,
overall count.
uh, yeah. The final scores for this week are Mikoi with 2 predicts right, me with 5 predicts right, and Plaz with 6 predicts right.
Good job, Les. But we also have the overall count, which had me in last with 157 votes. Okay, with 150,
It's not
188.
votes, it's who predicts right.
Yeah.
Also, should I announce it?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
I usually announce it, right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Go for it.
Okay, so we tallied the overall predicts for you know, how many we got right in total out of the hundreds of games that happened.
100, 200 plus. Yeah.
And I don't know how many total games happened, but
We're not counting
here are
that.
the results. We have Mikoi in last place with 157 correct predictions.
Oh boy, someone tally the freaking like total, and then we'll calculate the percentage, I guess. Yeah, I did better.
Okay, I think I win I win individually because for my score is 183 total correct predicts.
Yay.
And the special guests, which it's a bit of a special case because we when tallying we realized, wait a minute, we have an extra section of predicts for week 5 because both Pap and Sublime gave their predicts.
Mm-hmm. So
Uh oh, yeah.
had we not
So
counted,
so like
good.
had we only had one guest that week, I would have won by a lot. However, including the extra guest for week 5, that totals to 184.
Yeah, you were off
Just
by one
one
coin.
above me. Just one.
Yeah, what? You were off by one coin. Congratulations, both of you.
I'd say that's pretty good considering I was competing with how many people for that?
7? No, probably about 10,
More.
actually.
Oh, you're right. So let's see. Let me count how many people.
Okay.
So Team Siffy, Keanu VGC, that's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Pote, that's 4.
Cap and
Pap
Sublime.
and Sublime, that's 6. Stitch, that's 7. Crochet, that's 8. Just Drew, that's 9. And Plaz, that's 10.
10 wonderful prickle guests! Ha, 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 ha.
Is that a Sesame Street reference?
Yeah, that could also be a hassle reference for all we know. Yeah.
What?
So yeah, had poke art. So we will officially announce as the official predictions war goes. Poke art wins overall predictions. At least we will count as this. Poke art retains her championship belt as the reigning predictions champion for at least until the next tour. But we'll get to the next tour when we get to the next tour, okay?
Yeah, so if we don't count Sublime's prediction, is it too late for us to stop?
Hmm. So, now that the predicts wars are gone, it's now time to give us some special recognitions to some players who absolutely outperformed in the tier that they were given as part one, part two, part whatever of the awards. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have these 9 awards given to special tiers to some special tiers that we got for people who absolutely killed it in BLT. And instead of doing the traditional like uh this is what the fans wanted, we want to personally give it ourselves first. Maybe let us know in the comments below if you want to vote on particular awards. Like, do you want to see best meme return, best gimmick, the unluckiest player, steal of the year?
I think everyone would rather vote for the awards rather than have us present them out of our own opinions.
Well, I'm just gonna call it as our host awards and not the fan voted awards. Sound good?
Yeah, we'll probably do a little survey later and post it because oops, we forgot to do that.
We
Right,
forgot to do that.
Mikoi?
Right. Sorry. We'll do that later. Okay. So, for our host opinion awards, the Uber's Player of the Year. Poker, who do you think was the best Uber's player? Okay, now first off, a little addendum. Just because they have the best record doesn't mean they're the best Uber's player. I'm looking for quality over quantity in these.
Well, I don't even know who has the best record because these aren't updated.
Well, don't 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 rely on that. Rely on your own calcs. So, in terms of tiers, like the first off is the Uber's Player Awards, which I believe that no, Ainscrad did not win because I think. Hmm. Well, for you, well, okay, for
And he
you,
did pretty good.
you think it's FC?
Um, maybe.
Well, yeah, FC did have a pretty good FC did have pretty good records, pretty good games up to his name. Uh, his games were very worthwhile to watch, I would say. But I personally think my Uber's Player of the Year. Again, these are just host opinions, not fan voted opinions. If you want to see a fan voted opinion, let us know. Okay, so
I think everyone would rather that. I rather that, to be honest.
all right. So for me, my Uber's Player of the Year goes to Aberforth. Why?
Aberforth?
Yeah. Why? Because I like his games better. They, their games were pretty much the ones to watch. FC's was good, but I think Aberforth performed a little bit better in Ubers this year.
I don't, um, record wise, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, the record wise, it's not true. Aberforth is worse off than FC. Had a Uh, Not worse, just a lower record than FC, but I still think I performed a little bit better. Again, I'm looking for quality over quantity. All right, just like so. Next up, OU Player of the Year. Who was the best OU player last this year?
Can I ask who made this the tiers part of the spreadsheet and somehow and for some reason thought it would be funny to put all of the doubles players with all of the OU players as well?
I don't know what. Who thought of that? Who really thought of that?
I don't know, but it's absolutely
Funny,
what's the word I'm looking for?
funny, awful, appendix.
I don't even know what that last word was.
What? And what is the word? I don't know who's gonna say it.
I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, awful. Yeah, that could be one. It's pretty awful.
All right. So, who's your pick for OU Player of the Year?
Um, Again, this isn't updated.
No, this may not be updated. This is a problem.
But maybe who has the best record in this?
Think Star? No, not.
It's like
I think Sylveon
is
actually
it
with 6-3. Sylveon.
yeah, Sylveon 6'3",
Against Star Master 6-1. So,
which is also pretty good.
who do you think? Who is the OU Player of the Year choice?
And what about Lax? What's his record?
5-2, 5-3 actually, 5-3.
And what about my Java?
My Java is semi 6-2, 6-2. Yeah,
Damn, so we got Sylveon at 6'3", my Java at 6'2", and Star at 6'1".
yeah. Who is the best?
Honestly,
Who is your pick?
honestly, I'm picking my Java.
You think my Java's games are best?
Yeah, that's my dude. That's
All
that's my guy.
right. So that's your pick. I would pick Sylveon because he ended up being the most surprising. He ended up surprising all of us with an amazing record and just quality games left, right, and center. Even though some of them were hacksy, they're still like they're still the worst to watch just to see Sylveon win.
And then Star also dominated.
Yes.
Absolutely. So honorable mention to Star.
Yeah, Star Master.
And even more honorable mention to my own teammate Kebab, who also did well.
Yeah. Kebab's a nice honorable mention. See, quality games. Also honorable mention Fat Batman for just memeing the frick out of OU. All right, next up, UU Player of the Year. I think I know who you're gonna pick because he's your guy.
What, you thought I was gonna pick Udon Girl?
Hey, don't shame Udon Girl like that. Come on.
No, it's just like, who exactly are you saying is my guy here?
TMM. TMM, of course. He's your guy.
Oh, yeah. Almost forgot about that for a second. I was gonna pick Drew, but then you reminded me of TMM.
Yeah.
I've sort of gotten out of the BLT mindset recently.
Yeah, because TMM is my dude now. He's my Filipino boy. Yeah, I think TMM would be your UU player, right?
It's a tough one between him and Drew, because, like, Drew just did really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think his final record was 6-2.
Yes. That's good. That's a really good record. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll go with TMM because he's my guy,
Okay.
and second place goes to Drew.
Well, despite TMM and Drew being solid honorable mentions, I would actually pick Roche as my UU player of the year. Why? Because I genuinely think like going into this tour, I heard nothing about Roche. I only know him from Gawain, who hyped up Roche as a dude among dudes. Very good UU player.
As a Excalibur in UUFPL.
Yes, and now getting to see Roche absolutely outperform people in BLT, I am genuinely impressed. And yes, his record may not be as good as Drew's, but he's still like a goated player in general. I would love to see him come back next year. So yeah, he's my UU player of the year.
This might have been my first time teaming with TMM, and I hope I get to do it again.
Yeah, I would.
Guy was very fun to team with.
Yeah, guy's good. Guy's a solid like builder in general. He's a solid player as
If
well.
you give him a good scout, that's all he needs, really.
Yeah. Are you player of the year? Hmm. I wonder who's it gonna be, right?
Yeah, I wonder who's it gonna be.
Maybe MJ, maybe Tear Acid, maybe Plaz, maybe for Arse9 even. Maybe even Michael Durbest, who only performed once. No,
No, Mikoi, that's not updated.
no, no, it's not. It's 2-0, yeah, 2-0. Only performed twice. But no, it was none of those because Franco absolutely outperformed. So he is the dead set RU player of the year. Would you agree, Pokey?
Yeah, I can't. There's no other options apart from Franco here.
Yeah, Franco definitely is RU player of the year. NU player of the year. Huh. This one's tough. This one's real tough.
Who even had the best NU record here?
I believe that would be either Piyush or Helio. It's just between those two, okay?
Yeah, cause wait. Right, Ziri got a 6-1 record, but two of those were in RU. That's right.
Yeah, that kind of hampered him a bit. But the series games also weren't very. The series games weren't also like watchable in terms of like, oh, this could go either way. This is a really good game. No, I didn't get that as much. Yeah,
So
Helio.
I guess it's between Helio and Piyush.
Yeah, who do you? Okay, who would you pick out of these two?
Uh, I think Helio's overall record is 5-2. Is it?
Yeah, yeah. Which is I think 6-1.
And yeah, what is Piyush's record?
6-1. I want to say.
No, but like specifically in NU.
Yeah, six. Oh, 6-0.
One, one, two, three, four. Uh, is he? Is he?
Yeah.
Is he really like 6-0 in NU?
Yeah, I think so. I think it is 6-0 in NU.
Huh.
That's really impressive. So,
I don't know. This is a difficult one because I feel like both of these guys had a lot of weird games.
right, there were some good games, but there are also some weird games between these two.
You know what? I think I want to give it to Axertix, actually.
Oh, surprise! After six, really?
Yeah.
All right. I won't question that. I won't question that. I'm basic. I think Angelio. I legitimately was impressed with Angelio showed up. Like I knew this guy was good. Like coming into BLT, I knew he was good, but like the way he displays his NU games was fire. And yeah, I would absolutely team with him when I get the chance.
No, he had weird games. He had weird
Yeah,
games too.
he does have some weird games, and he does have tendencies of like, oh, questionable ass
He
play.
got lucky. He got lucky a number of times. He had some weird games. He threw last week. I don't know. I like I was sort of seeing the hype, but I wasn't truly feeling it.
But
I
for
felt that more for Exotix, if I'm being honest.
all right, fair enough. See what I mean? Like, just necessarily having the best record that doesn't mean you have the best games. And Actrotix definitely an honorable mention to me. Like underrated, underrated as I probably would have called it. But yeah, and Helio for me, Actrotix for Pokeyard. That I have no problem with that.
If Ziri played NU the entire tour, I'd probably pick Ziri.
Uh-huh. All right. Next up, PU Player of the Year. This one's a difficult one.
Nah, I already know who I'm picking here.
Really? Who are you picking?
Losco.
Immediately, Losco. Well, okay. Explain your reasons why Losco no is the PU player for you.
Despite the fact he didn't make playoffs, I'm pretty sure he still finished with the best PU record.
Yeah, I believe he's 5-1, according to this sheet at least. Yeah, yeah, he's good. Like, so I already know Losco is good. He's absolutely like one of the best players that you will find in the lower tiers, and Losco absolutely proved it with a great PU record. Like I'm legitimately impressed. So yeah, for me, I don't know. It's a Losco, Tilenet, Tenebrasite, even Dugza a bit. It's a toss up between these four, but
My second place pick is to Lennet.
just because it's Tilenet.
Well,
Uh
not only that, but he did well. He dead gamed a lot, but for when he played, he it was fire.
it was fire. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go basic. For people who already know me, like, yeah, Tenebrasite is my PU player of the year. Like, despite the fact that he didn't play a lot of PU, especially towards post home. Prium is really good. Prium is like killing it in almost every match he participates in. Like the guy is supremely good. I really want him to be ranked a little higher for most people, but hopefully this BLT shows you that yes, Tenebrasite is absolutely a commodity. Whenever you pick him, he will bring games. He will bring good games, and he will win good games. Yeah, that's my pick. Next up,
Okay.
LC, next up, LC Player of the Year. Ah, what is the LC pool like? Oh, yeah, this kind of pool. So, who do you think, Poke Art?
Hacker.
Hacker,
Basic choice, I know, but is
Hacker.
it up for debate?
No, not really. Hacker has some good Hacker's had a killer season. This coming off, of course, from the TLT win he had last year. Hacker definitely has proven himself to be quite the LC player, especially this year. Like even as Dormania last year, he was killing it a bit, especially towards the end. But this year was definitely shown his definitely show that he is a proven player, very very good player. There are some honorable mentions I would like to mention. Gawain is one of them. I'm not even joking. um, There's drifting, there's Loki fan, there's hacker, but my pick is either gonna be Gorex or Ace Hunter, and I think I'm leaning more towards Gorex. Like I think Gorex is
Yeah, that's fair. That's
yeah
fair. He definitely did quite well.
Gorex was one of those players who were like hit or miss when we first see him. Like, oh, he has good records to his name. Oh, he does crap in BLT, in BLT specifically. But
He always does crap in BLT for some reason, but
now,
he finally didn't do crap.
yeah, he didn't do crap. He absolutely performed well, and his games were one to watch, even better than Hacker, I would say. So yeah, Gorex for me. Next up,
Makes
oh this
sense.
yeah, oh this is gonna be a tough one. This is the toughest one yet. Doubles Player of the Year. Nah, don't scroll down. Scroll here. I don't know why they decided the OU and the doubles OU um would collate, but blame the tier, blame the sheet makers.
Yeah, who put all the doubles players in the OU slot?
I don't know.
That
OU doubles
that's just
OU. Hilarious. It's not singles OU, guys. Come on. It's not called singles OU. Um, doubles player of the year. There's a lot to choose from. Okay, there's Aragon, there's Raph, there's Akaru Kokyo, there's Fayette, there's Cheese. Even like
I don't think Fayette's really a contender.
really, not even an honorable mention.
Well, I think Akuru, Kokyo, Raph, and Aragon just all did better.
All right. So okay, who are you picking for doubles player of the year?
Also, Faye, I'm pretty sure, got the same record as I want a taco to sit on me.
Yay! She finally said it.
So, like, so, 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 like, if you want to include Faye, you also got to include them.
Yeah, I did say I. There's Cheese, there's Akaru, there's Aragon, there's Raph. Like those are
You
some.
did not mention cheese the first time. Stop lying.
I did. Go back and watch. Anyway,
No, you didn't.
all right. So who do you pick? Okay, Pokemon. Who do you pick?
Between Aragon and Raph for me.
Really? Not even Cheese? I thought you were dead set on Cheese.
Look, I'm going. I'm not going to be biased. Okay.
Okay. Who do you? Okay. Who do you think?
Okay. What was Aragon and Raph's final records again? I think
Aragon
Aragon went 7-1, right?
Yeah, 7-1 for Aragon. Raph is 6-2.
Hmm.
I think I have.
Alrighty.
Okay.
This is difficult. It's really between them for me, and
I
they
wouldn't blame
both
you.
did very well, better than I expected both of them to do.
Yeah.
So, can I hear what you're picking first?
I'm picking Aragon. I know I'm basic, but like Aragon has really surprised me this year, especially with the games he's brought and the absolute VGC level sets that he has. Like that's good. That's good spots, and I think Aragon's definitely proven himself to be quite the doubles commodity. Especially BLT will improve his stock a little bit.
Hmm. Well, hmm.
You're racking your brain towards this. Don't blame you. These two are good.
Well, you went Aragon, so I think I'll pick Raph.
All right, fair enough. Can you explain why you picked
And I'll
Raph?
give the the most honorable mention imaginable to my guy, the Cheesin' one.
I mean, yes, he is an honorable mention in our hearts because Cheese, the way Cheese plays this year was so good, especially in post home. You got to watch some of Cheese's plays.
Yeah, Cheese had a very rocky start because he had not really he wasn't really he hadn't played much of Gen 9 doubles. He wasn't super experienced or into it yet.
Yeah.
But once post home came,
He was
he
going.
finally felt he finally felt like it was his time.
I'd say when if he continues this road, I think he's gonna be Gen 9's best player. If he still plays it the way he does, especially in post home BLT, I think he's gonna be Gen 9's best doubles player. Even could go toe to toe with SMB if it's peak SMB. So yeah, that's doubles. And finally, monotype. I
Hold up,
believe.
you continued rambling while I was muted.
Oh, sorry, but yeah, yeah.
I feel like anyone will be the best Gen 9 doubles player is just an overstatement no matter who it is.
It's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right.
But
Finally.
yeah,
Oh, go
I
on.
didn't get to talk about why the Cheesin' one is my most honorable mention imaginable.
Yeah, I mean you did. You kind of did a little bit, but yeah.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
didn't. I didn't talk about it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't finish talking about it. You see, Cheese, well, he did struggle in pre-home Gen 9. He did felt he definitely seemed to feel more at home with the
Eh,
post-home meta,
that's a bit of a pun.
if that makes some sense.
That's a pun. I know.
And he was an absolute joy to have on the team. I've never actually teamed with him before this, even though I'd known of him for years.
Years now. Yeah,
It
we've
was
all
the
known for
first
years.
time I actually got to know the guy, and he's great.
Hmm.
And he put his all into prep. Like I often gave him scouts, and he prepped very hard. He tried very hard. He was like definitely one of the most motivated on the team.
I'm happy. I'm happy
And
to hear that.
you can see where all the prep eventually got him.
Yeah. Post home paid off. Post home definitely paid off for Cheese.
Yeah, he ended up getting good matchups a lot after post home.
Even did a 6-0 against Zern.
Yeah, that was great. And don't forget that what he did to fan game.
Yeah.
Outright C teamed there.
Yeah, outright C team. It wasn't even it wasn't even like a surprise C team. It was an obvious C team.
Right, so the Cheesin' one, love you man. Hope we get to team next I don't know about next year, but like in a tour in the future.
Yeah.
Just in some tour wherever you and I happen to be competing. I hope we team again.
Also, you're massive
You get the
weebs.
idea.
Yes, you're massive weebs, both of you. So yes, this is definitely
Yeah, that's why he's awesome.
that's why he's your guy. He's a massive weeb as well. So good job, Cheese. All right, and finally, monotype player of the year. Is there even a question as to who really won
No,
this year?
no, there's no question, especially not for me. There's no question for me.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of obvious that we would pick Azek to as our monotype player of the year. Dude's, dude's great. His prep is outstanding. His games have been really solid. Um,
I
yeah,
like how you compliment his prep when you haven't seen any of
I
it.
mean, just judging from the teams that he brought, it seemed to be like an awesome prep.
You'd be right. You see, as soon as the matchups come out, basically, he's already prepping. Like, it's Sunday night and he's already prepping, and by Monday, he's like, all done.
And then of course he no Johns, which to his credit, absolutely gave him wins. He's not 5-2 for a reason.
Yeah, Yeah, he is our goat. He was our goat,
Uh,
perhaps our most reliable player
I'm
to
just
pick
happy
up
he beat
wins,
Hellcat. I'm just
which
I'm
for
just
for a mono slot, that's like insane.
I'm just happy he beat Hellcat. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that would have been absolutely humiliating if he lost to El Cap.
Yeah.
In
But
fact, he actually felt the most pressure against El Cap because we're all like, "You better not lose to El Cap," and he's like, oh well, oh yeah, I guess I better not lose to this guy, whoever he is."
he didn't even know El Cap in the. I love it. Good
Yeah,
job,
he
Acer.
didn't really know El Cap, so he's like, he didn't really. But we gave him the lowdown though, so like he's like, oh, yeah, I guess I really better not lose.
Yeah. uh, glad he pulled it off in week 3. But yeah, his record is stellar. His games have been solid. I don't see any other player that belongs in the Monotype Player of the Year more than Azek. Especially with the honorable mentions consist of like Royal Reloaded, JoJo, even Seru. Like, don't lie, Seru is an honorable mention. Um,
Yeah, I'd give Sarah an honorable mention.
even Felines as well. But like, yeah, it's totally Azek.
I think I'd give JoJo and Royal honorable mentions as well.
Mm. Uh, so yeah, that is our opinions. Again, our opinions on who was the best player for the tiers in BLT. If you want us to have you have the power, we could do a fan voted Uber's player of the year, OU player of the year, whatever. And plus some honorable
And the
yeah,
other awards
and
that
the
are
other
much more
awards.
objective, like the Udon Girl Award.
Yeah, like the special awards that I usually give out every other year. Let me know again either on Discord or on the YouTube comment section below, preferably in the YouTube comment section below. What
No,
you want to
not
see?
preferably in the YouTube comment section below. We never read those.
We never read. No, I read those. I read those.
Oh, you read those?
I
You
read
don't reply
those.
though, do you? Do you reply to them though?
No, no.
I read them occasionally. I don't reply though.
Yeah. But
So
yeah,
isn't it better that they do it in the Discord then?
yeah. Just if you want, just ping us on the Discord and we'll send it out. We'll have a week of voting. Um, I'm definitely gonna be racking my brain on who's I'm definitely gonna be reusing some of these in the future. Almost all of them. But if you want the special award, just let us know. Again, just let us know. Anyway, that for
Even if
now,
they don't let us know, make it anyway,
I
Mikoi.
will. I will. I'll have the survey ready. I'll have the survey ready.
Good.
Anyway, thank you all for watching this amazing expendable tour that had no player banned. Thankfully. Like,
Holy crap, you're right. Is that's a first in
that's
a
a
little while,
first.
I think.
Yeah, that is a complete first. Like no players got banned. It was a clean, like less drama
I
heavy
don't know if it's
BLT.
a first, but it's the first in a while, in a few years, I think.
There was some drama, but there was like nitpicky drama. Whereas it's a mostly clean fun set of BLT. Like, and no players got banned, which is a okay to me. Watch this comment get outdated in the next what month. 2 months. I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, we don't know how well your comment will age.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you wouldn't miss the video once they come out. And that's the end of BLT for now. Join us next time maybe for awards. Who knows? But anyway, this has been Mikoi. Also, thanks to the guests that have appeared this year. Y'all are awesome.
Yes, shout outs to hold up, let me pull them up.
Yes, pull them up.
Shout outs to Team Charm of the Dracovishes, Siphicon of the Articunos, Keanu VGC of the Pangoros, Pote of the Articunos,
Mhm.
Pap of the Pangoros,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Sublime of the Laxes, Stitch of the Iron Bundles, Rache of the Phantom Trope, Just Drew of the Skeledirges, and Plaz of the Rufflets.
Yeah, thank you all, guys. Thank you for appearing. Y'all are awesome. Hopefully, we get to commentate yet again for next year. Also, thank you, PokeArt of the Iron Bundles, for joining us on this incredible journey.
Oh, you're welcome. And wait, was Plaz the only Rufflet we had on?
No, no. Also, you're forgetting someone, Black Knight Gawain, who did our who participated in our draft and our tier list video of the
Ah,
Lackeys.
that's right. Shout out to BKG for being with us for the draft, as well as both tier list videos because those were ungodly long.
4 hours, yeah. Anyway, yes. Thank you all for watching. Please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you wouldn't miss a video as it come out. Hopefully, and we'll see you in the next tour. This has been Mikoy, signing out.
Goodbye for the final time.